Welcome to Bisexual Disasters. I'm Zoe. My pronouns are she, they, and I am a bisexual disaster.
And I'm Dimitri. My pronouns are he, him. And if I was a razor, I would probably be electric.
That's fair.
Yes. Manual ones are so annoying.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As
Long time
as
no see.
someone who shaves everywhere below the neck, yes, and has really bad
I sh-
eczema. Mm.
I was gonna say I don't have eczema, but I basically shave everywhere from the neck up. and tre-
You have a
just the
beard.
opposites. I know, but like, can you imagine me just going, yeah, it's just a good time. Yeah.
just combing,
Like,
just combing the armpit hair, just braiding it, putting little beads in.
fun fact, I did back in college have a friend who braided a friend's armpit hair
Why?
and then took scissors, cut it off, super glued it so it would stay permanent, and kept it in her little satchel with her.
Were they dating? Is she okay?
At one point,
Is she in
at one
Arkham
point they were
Asylum
dating.
now?
I have no idea, but she had the most badass last name that I can't repeat for her own safety, I guess.
Yes. So hi. It's
Hello.
been like 6 months since we put a episode out because life has
Life.
been life.
Life has
um
been lifing.
First of all,
Yes.
um this is going to be the last episode going up on the audio only platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So because we don't do this for money, we do this for fun, but to post it to those platforms I do have to pay for it, and it's hard out here, man. So it's just going to be on YouTube after this episode. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to listen in the future, you have to go there. Sorry, you have to look at our faces. I'm so
I
sorry.
know. Well, you
um
don't have to look at our
I
faces.
mean, you
You
don't
can
have to,
you
you
can
can
probably
still
just,
just listen.
yeah, turn it on and tab to a different thing,
Yeah,
start
but the
looking at
option is there.
random. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
um
Although I don't know why anybody would want to look at my face.
oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Fine.
But yeah, so I feel like if we give a in-depth update of the last 6 months of our lives, it's gonna take the entire episode. But
Bullet points?
yeah, bullet points. You go
All right.
first.
Bullet points. I took a month off work for mental health and I feel so much better because of it.
Good.
Another bullet point, another bullet point. I went to several weddings over the past few
Ooh,
weeks,
fun.
which has honestly made me feel freaking great because I went to people's weddings. I was
Woo.
invited.
Did you catch any
People
bouquets?
at work. Oh no, no. Oh, definitely no.
Last wedding I went to, I was like made to get into the lineup of bouquet catchers because there wasn't many single women in the wedding, and I think it was my mum's wedding actually. That
Oh
might
man.
Was it my mum's wedding or was it my friend's wedding? I don't think she threw her bouquet. But the last wedding, I remember a bouquet being thrown. It was, excuse me, um, my mum and my stepdad's, and that was, yeah. I don't think I caught it. I think I flinched away from it, if I remember correctly. They were like, "Get in the
I was gonna say
lineup," and I was
either.
like, "Okay." There was like five of us there, and all of us pretty much had the same reaction. We were like, I was like, "I don't want to
Like, oh,
catch it.
not
I'm
ready.
good. I don't want to get married. I'm fine, thank you."
I was imagining one of two things with you, just like it flying at you, and like, nope. Or the other one's like, oh, oh, and just like walk like, well, I guess no.
I was just like, but yeah, weddings, that's fun.
Yeah, it honestly it was super fun.
Good.
I cried twice at work because apparently people and other patients missed me and wanted to
Oh,
vocalize that.
oh,
Um,
I'll
which
do it.
it was nice. It it was definitely not expected. I didn't think I had that much of an impact
Mm.
at where I work, but apparently, the entire month I was gone, uh, my coworkers like, yeah, no, several patients over and over and over and over. I'm like, shut up.
That makes
Don't
sense
make
to
me
me because you're so
cry.
sweet and also very
And
silly.
and apparently also really good at my job because several people were like, "Yeah, I don't trust anybody else doing what you do,
Mm.
because it hurts when they do whatever they do." And I'm like, "That's I'm a clinical vampire. I stab you in the arm and steal your blood, or I poke your finger, or I poke your hand, or in some cases, very rare cases, I poke you in the veins in the foot."
Yeah, I still have
I've
marks on my hand from my blood test. You can see the bruise from this hand from my blood test on
were they not able to like feel
Thursday.
one in your arm?
My veins are really bad and they have a tendency to just kind of shy away from the needle. They look good and bouncy, and then as soon as a needle comes in, they're like, nope. Or the ones in my,
Are
I
they
will not let them go in my inner elbow anymore because they collapse really bad. They appear as if they're going to be really good veins, and then as soon as the needle goes in, the first time it happened, there was an audible when the needle got spat out by my vein because my vein collapsed. And I freaked out and had a panic attack. I don't like needles, especially blood tests.
for my own curiosity?
Mm-hmm.
Were they like this is gonna be either it makes total sense or no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like a vacutainer needle or like a what we call butterfly?
It was a butterfly needle because I requested it.
And they let go of the butterfly needle?
Oh, when it spat out? No,
Yeah.
that was a regular needle, I think.
Oh.
No, these days I ask them to go in my hand with butterfly needles because even though I know they are not as sharp, so they're like, "Oh, it'll hurt more." I'm like, "No, no, no, you don't understand. What hurts more than a butterfly needle going into a hand vein is a regular ass needle digging around inside your inner elbow because the vein keeps moving and collapsing." Like, yes, that the butterfly needle is a little more blunt, so in theory it hurts more, but the experience with my veins and needles means that the sharper and theoretically less painful style of needle actually hurts more because they have to dig around with it. So, yeah, but my veins were still bad this week, and yeah, they had to go in this hand. It did not like it, so then they went in this hand, and then there's like, you can't even see it on
Oh,
camera. There's like the tiniest little red dot here that isn't even really
uh-huh.
showing up. Um, you can see the vein that it's on, but you can't really see the
That's
red
why
dot.
I knew exactly where they went.
Yeah, but this, like, you can see the dot and the fucking bruise that is still around it from 3 days ago. It's me and
As
blood
a
tests.
phlebotomist, every single ounce of what you described makes me think that I should have just flown down there and poked you myself.
Honestly, she was really, really nice, and she was trying so hard. She went in delicately, and my veins were just misbehaving as they always do. And you know, it usually goes the same way. Most times I get a blood test, they're so careful at the start, and the veins just don't cooperate, and then they have to do a little bit of maneuvering. And yeah, my veins are just shit. Like pretty much every blood test I have, it's nearly every single time it's a different person, and it's pretty much the same experience, and it is completely my veins that is the issue. It just, they are awful. My veins hate needles. I also am aware that I do not drink enough, and lately I have not been eating enough. So that obviously makes it worse. But yeah.
Anybody who is watching like this,
The
you
face.
I'm pretty sure you could see my brain going, "Wait, hold on, let me think about this and break it down." And I went through this whole thing of
I could see it on your
I
face.
guarantee, I can get you in the vein first poke and everything, along with the fact that straight needles and butterflies,
Mm.
same needle, same type of needle. The sharpness, or at least the ones we get, is unaffected because it's exactly the same. All they do is
Mm.
attach it to different things. Like one goes to a vacutainer needle, which is just straight plug in, attach the tube.
Mm.
Butterflies attach. You can either have it on a syringe or like a little vacuum
Oh,
top.
see, ours are always with the tube. It's
Hmm.
just the needle they switch out, but the butterfly needles over here are apparently not quite as sharp as the straight ones. So, But I'm like, I don't care because it doesn't matter where you go with a big needle. It's my veins gonna hate it, and you're much less likely to get blood if you use a butterfly needle. Like I know my veins, so yeah,
That's
it is what it
fair.
is. But that leads me to one of my bullet points
Go
with
for it.
the not eating and drinking enough. I'm coming. We had this discussion briefly before we started recording. I'm coming off my ADHD meds
Mm-hmm.
because pretty much every single one I've been on has given me the side effect of severely lowering my appetite to the point where I've lost a lot of weight since trying the first one. And even when they haven't done anything beneficial to me towards helping my ADHD, which was most of the ones I tried, which is why I tried so many because they weren't helping. This last one, it was helping my sleep, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't worth the other side effects because yeah, it especially the eating. There were a few other things that I think might have been causing it. One of which I thought I was crazy for thinking it was linked until I looked it up because I don't look up side effects before I start taking pills
Right.
because I
Because
don't
it
want
can
to
always vary.
accidentally like nocebo myself and be like, "Oh, it's not working. I'm getting this side effect." I don't want to trick myself into thinking I'm getting something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't look them up until I think I've got a side effect, and then I'll look it up to be like, is it possible that this can cause this? And so I looked it up
Right.
because I've been having really weird dreams, and I know some medications can affect your dreams and
Mm-hmm.
affect like your moods and all that kind of stuff. So I looked it up for that, and that wasn't on the list. But one of the other things that I thought, no, I'm crazy for even thinking that could be because of my meds, is itchy skin. Not only was it on the list, because I know I have eczema anyway, but my just generally I
Right.
felt like itchier than usual. And it was like a brief second. I was like, could that be the meds? Because time wise it lines up. But I was like, no, that's crazy. And then when I looked at the side effects, I was like, oh, not only is it on the list, but it's in the severe side effects category. And I was like, okay, cool. Didn't even need to bring any of the other side effects up to the doctor when I talked to him about the meds because we had a phone call and I said to him like, I think I just want to come off all meds. Like I can't try anymore. Every single one has had this one side effect, and I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before that I have a history of eating disorders, specifically anorexia, when I was a teenager, and it took me about a decade to repair the damage that did to my body. And I was starting to get those thoughts of like, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I prefer the way that I look to the way I looked a year ago. And then that evil little voice at the back of my head is like, you should just stay on the pills and see how much weight you can lose, see how skinny you can get. And I'm like, no, no, danger. Not allowed to think that. Bad. Because, first of all, I know from having like I see eating disorders as kind of like they're in a similar I was talking to my therapist about this. They're in a similar group as like drug and alcohol addiction. You
Mm-hmm.
never really you're never an like my therapist said, you're never an ex-alcoholic. You're a recovered alcoholic. It's you're never ex like you know what I mean when it's addiction, it's like you never really fully let go of it. That evil little voice, that evil little demon addiction voice will always be in your head. It's just how good
Mm-hmm.
you are at managing to avoid that temptation. And it is, I've never been addicted to anything stronger than nicotine, but I know people that have had drug and alcohol addictions, and from the way they speak about it, it sounds very similar to how I feel about my eating disorder. It's like I have body dysmorphia. That is just a thing that is in me. That is what caused me to have anorexia when I was a teenager.
Right.
And that evil little demon thought at the back of my head, that's never going to go away. It is a constant battle to tell myself, no, I need to eat something. Like, I don't care if and some I don't always you don't always win that battle every day. Sometimes you wake up, I look at myself in the mirror and I think I'm not eating today, and sometimes I lose that battle and sometimes I win that battle and I argue with myself and I say no, fuck that. I'm eating because I need to live. Like, and it is that like constant fight. And so the voice, that like evil little demon body dysmorphia voice just got too loud. And I said to him, I was like, I can't go down that road again. Like, it is such a slippery slope. And it took me years to
Right.
repair the damage it did to my body. And I have had many bad experiences with doctors, particularly male doctors. It is a well known thing that
Men suck.
not just that, but specifically female patients with male doctors, it is a well-known boundary that is very hard to cross, and I'm so glad it's getting more attention these days. And there are so many
Mhm.
doctors on like YouTube and stuff that they'll react to shit and be like, absolutely the fuck not. And they're so sweet and lovely. I can't remember any of their names, but there's been a few of them I've been like served on YouTube, and I'm like, good for you. I'm like, thank
Right?
you for having a penis and appreciating a uterus. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you for
Um,
having basic human respect.
exactly. Thank you for
Such a challenge
listening
sometimes.
and, remembering that bedside manner is as important, is just as important as knowing the biology of being a doctor. Like, you also have to be
Right.
good with patients. And so I'm always expecting a fight with doctors, especially
Mhm.
if I know it's going to be a male doctor. And I explained this to him, didn't even need to get to all the other side effects with the weird dreams and the, increasingly painful period cramps, which mine are already bad, but I like feel like they've been worse on this meds, and the itchy skin. I didn't even need to mention any of those. I mentioned the eating thing to him, and he was like, absolutely agree. We we need to get you off them. We can't be having that. Please, just like, you can stop taking them. That's fine. Enjoy your food. Like, you should be enjoying food. Eat, please. I was just
Right.
like, oh, okay. No argument. Cool.
None today.
Yeah. So that was really nice. Um, but yeah, it is just, it's a constant fucking battle. And I was just like, I need to just stop, because I could feel myself teetering on that edge of like,
Mhm.
part of me was like, no, this is danger zone. I need to stop these meds because look what it's doing to not just my body but my brain about my body. And the other part of me was like, but if we just stay on it and we don't mention it, then we can get skinnier. And I'm like, no, no. How about
Oh,
we fucking
100%.
don't do that? How about we don't regress ourselves 16 years and be anorexic again? How about that? Wouldn't that be
Exactly.
cool? Yay, personal growth. Um, but yeah, so I'm currently. He did say that it was safe because I was only on 80 milligrams. It was safe for me to just come off it, but I had a bunch of
Mhm.
40s left anyway. So I was like, I'll just spread those out, because I was taking two 40s a day because it's easier for them to order 40s. They're easier to get hold of than the 80s.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'll just spread those out until I'm out of them, and then, so that I'm not just going straight to nothing, I'll ease
You
myself
weaning
off.
off versus
Exactly. And he was just like, yeah, if you feel more comfortable doing it that way, you can absolutely do it that way. Like, it's in your hands now. Like, how, and he said like, how do you just want to like manage it like psychologically and try and manage your symptoms that way? And I was like, honestly, yeah. I was like, me and medication don't go well a lot of the time. Um, like, especially when it's mental based medication, which is
right.
already like one of the hardest kinds of medications to get right, because
Mhm.
brains are complicated. They're in
Oh
charge
yeah.
of everything. Everything is like electrical signals in our gray matter. Fucking everything is brain, and it's so complicated. So yeah, and I knew it was a chance going in, because I know there's a lot of people with ADHD that just never find a medication that works. So I knew there
Right.
was a big, and I also know that I'm bad with those kinds of meds anyway. So I knew there was a high chance of it not working, but I wanted to give it a shot. And I think I gave it a fair enough fucking shot. I tried like 5 or 6 different kinds of medication, and none of them helped.
I would say that's at least it's so much better than the people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try one. Oh, it didn't work. I'm just gonna say screw it to everything
Yeah.
else."
Like,
Like, no, just actually give it a shot.
yeah.
Sometimes people are lucky where the first one they try is amazing and you're set.
Woohoo.
Other people, my fiance, over and over and over and over, and you're
Yep.
experiencing so many side effects
Yep.
that just make it feel like it's almost a pointless endeavor.
Yes. And it's
So,
rough. It's rough.
but as he found out, eventually you do find one that works
Mm.
and doesn't cause such mental, physical, and emotional stress on you.
Yeah.
So,
Or sometimes you just don't, and you just gotta find something else to, like,
exactly.
something non-drug based. And again, I was saying to my therapist, like, through talking to her, through, like, since I've started my
Hmm.
sessions with her, because I used to be very, very horrible to myself about my negative emotions. I used to get so much guilt about when I'd be depressed, when I'd be grieving, when I'd be this, that, whatever.
Hmm.
My PTSD, I used to gaslight myself, get imposter syndrome. I still do, but I'm getting better. And I said to her, like, through my sessions with her, I have learned that the way to try and quote unquote get rid of these things is to not try and get rid of them, to not make that the focus. Like, I would try and push it down, medicate it away. And that's not the correct way to deal with shit like that. You have to go through it and work through it. And some of those triggers that I have from, like, my childhood, the trauma triggers, some of them are never going to go away. And that's something I've had to accept in therapy, is some of these triggers are going to be with me until I die. I
Hmm.
cannot fix all of that. But what I can do is work on how I process when I'm triggered. I can work on how I react to those triggers, how I inform people of my triggers so it happens less. And, like, that's kind of how I think I need to approach the ADHD symptoms, is like,
Hmm.
not try and medicate them away, not try and get rid of them, but just accept that this is how my brain works. It is not the neurotypical brain, but it is what it is. It's not going away. How can I work with it? And,
Right.
like, that's, like, for example of, like, the triggered thing, this is kind of a funny anecdote, but it was, you'll see. So when I was
Mm.
in Germany, I went to Germany for my birthday week to visit one of our friends, one of my best friends. I love her. She's Steph. She's probably listening to this at some point. Hi, Steph.
We love
And
you.
so, um, we, my mum handed me a cookie, and we were just chatting, standing on the path, and I have this little cookie in my hand, and Steph just slaps my arm, and I drop the cookie, and I'm like, my cookie, and then I, like, my brain realized I had just got hit, and I had no idea why I got hit, and I just immediately went into, like, shock mode and just started crying. And Steph was like, "Oh shit! I didn't realize you were holding a cookie in that hand. My bad." Picked up the cookie, looked at me, and was like, "What is happening right now?" And I just was fucking sobbing, and I was just like, "Ah." I was like, "Why did you hit me?" And there was a mosquito on my arm, which we later learned I'm allergic to German mosquitoes. That was not fun to learn the hard way. But she would just
That's a story for another time.
oh, it was just horrible. I had one here and one on my ankle, and they were just like, it was. Ugh.
Ugh.
We don't need to go into that in detail, but it was not fun.
No.
German mosquitoes built different. um, but yeah, but in her brain, it was just like, oh, I see mosquito, I slap mosquito, mosquito bad. And in my brain, it was, I just got slapped by someone I adore and love, and I don't know what I did wrong and what I did to deserve the slap. And my brain is, like,
Hmm.
panicking because I'm like, oh my God, what have I done wrong? Why does she hate me? And Steph was just like, it was a mosquito. I'm so. And then she, like, felt really bad and she hugged me, and I just, like, cried on her, and I was like, I'm sorry that I'm crying. So, and my mum was just standing there looking at us like, you two fucks. Like, she was just like, I don't even think she knew exactly what to say in that moment, because Steph felt so guilty because she had made me cry and, like, accidentally triggered me, and I felt guilty because I had made her feel bad, because I was like, this is a trauma, like a trauma trigger I have. It is not your fault. I completely
Right.
understand. You see mosquito, you slap mosquito. That is a perfectly normal interaction. But my brain just went, and freaked out. And so then I felt bad because I made her feel bad. So then I was crying. She was just like almost, I think she was like almost in tears because she felt so bad. And we're just hugging each other like, eh. And literally like 2 minutes later, like as soon as I stopped crying, like, in fact, during my crying, I was laughing at it because I was like, I realized how ridiculous it was because I was like, it was just a mosquito. It's not a big deal. But it's like that reaction that my brain had, I couldn't control it. It was just like someone I adore and love and trust with my life slapped me for a reason that in that split second, I didn't know what that reason was. And I couldn't stop myself from crying. And as soon as she said there was a mosquito, I was like, oh, it makes perfect sense. But I was still crying. I couldn't stop it by that point.
I could just imagine.
I
It makes perfect sense.
was like, okay.
Understand.
Yeah, I was like, okay, thank you, but also, ow. And she was like, what? Why are you crying right now? What's going on? And I was like, trauma response. Didn't understand why slap was happening. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it was it literally, as soon as we realized what was going on, it was immediately so funny. I think I thought it was funny before she thought it was funny. Because I was just like, mosquito slap, perfect sense. Dumb trigger, fucking PTSD
Oh my
brain
gosh.
was like, oh no, panic. But it was
Right.
immediately afterwards, I was like, that's so funny. And my mum was just standing there like, it was, it was just, oh my God. Yeah, it was so funny. And literally later that evening, we're sitting at the table eating dinner, and she just like reaches across the table and just rubs my arm where she had slapped me earlier and just looks so guilty. Just gives me like the guiltiest puppy dog face. And I just put my hand on her hand and I was like, I forgive you and I love you and it's okay. My arm is fine.
Oh my gosh.
It was so, but it's another one of those things where it's like you never know when those triggers are going to come up. You never know when those things are going to be triggered, and sometimes it can be something so silly as one of your best friends, one of the people you trust most in the entire world, slapping a mosquito off of your arm can suddenly make your brain think you're 5 years old being hit by your dad again. Like it's
Oh
so
my
fucked
gosh.
up how deep those things run, and some of them you'll never get rid of, and that sucks.
Oh yeah.
But it's
Especially when it's like such a mundane thing
yes,
that triggers it. You're
and you
just like,
feel
oh hey.
so silly. And it's like, my mom or Steph, they weren't making me feel silly. They completely
Right.
were so understanding about it, like, oh my God, yeah, of course. But it's like, it's one of those things that, like you said, it's so mundane. You don't think about that being a trigger until it happens. And then you're like, oh fuck.
Well fuck.
And it's learning to sort of react to those triggers in that way of just being like, I'm crying right now, but I understand what happened and I'm okay. But it's just there is a part of my brain that was triggered and now I'm crying, but I love you and it's all right and it's not your fault that this response is happening. And it's like, it's learning, you have to learn to react and realize you have to sort of try and learn. And I'm still trying to learn that when you get triggered, I mean, some people are assholes. That's the reason trauma exists. People are fucking assholes. And sometimes, yeah, they might trigger you on purpose. They're shit. Get them out of your life. But if it's your best friend slapping a mosquito off of your arm, the correct response is not, how fucking dare you? Get away from it. Like, it's, no, I get it. This response is not your fault. It's not my fault either. Like, that's, and you have to just explain and get back on the same level with each other. And it's trying to learn that of like when you're getting triggered, trying to bring it back down and understanding why you were getting triggered, what it was that triggered you, explaining that to the other person if you're able, once you're calm enough to do so. Obviously, like that was kind of funny, even in the moment, it was funny. So I was able to explain quickly. I mean, I got out 2 words at the start, which was just like trauma response, sorry, crying. And then she was hugging me. And then I was like, as soon as the hug happened, I was like, and my words are back and we're fine and we're okay. And it's just like, yeah, I think learning that and just learning, accepting that there are certain things about your brain that may never go away. and you just have to manage them better. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of journey I'm trying to skew myself onto now, is like, don't ignore them, don't push them down, don't try and pretend they don't exist, because they do. Deal with them, and even if they're never going to go away, at least try and learn how to manage that better. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do with my ADHD as well, is just figure out what my like biggest setbacks are, which I feel like I already know. It's like I'm distracted easily. I hyper, like my the D and the H are really strong with this one. Like I will completely zone in on one thing, and then the next day I'll be doing like 7 things at once, and I'm like, someone will try and talk to me and I'm like, don't even. I'm like,
I'm focused. Don't distract
I
me.
am playing a video game and watching a podcast and doing cross stitch all at one time. Don't talk to me right now. I'm like spinning 3 plates in perfect synchronicity. Don't talk to me. And then other days I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, these 3 plates I'm spinning really easy today. I can have a full-blown conversation, sure, 100%. Like it's just,
And it's just like that sometimes. Like
yeah.
it's not even you're trying to be rude with it. It's just like some days it is so easy to balance and maintain everything all
Yeah.
at once, and then other days it's a struggle just to do one thing.
Yes. Some days it's like, if you talk to me when I'm focused on this one thing, I will lose everything and I won't be able to continue today, and I'll have to come back another day because it's one conversation and I'm no longer in this project anymore. Like it's, brains are
Like
hard.
yeah, like on that note, I made lunch the other day and I'm like, okay, cool. While it's in the air fryer getting all nice and toasty and warm, I'm going to do this thing. So I walk over and then my dogs started barking. So I took care of them. And then I came back out and totally forgot that I had food and started like 3 other
Mm.
projects. And I'm like, oh, hey, hold on. I have food. So I walk into the kitchen, completely forget that I had food in there because immediately when I walk in, there was like 2 plates on the counter. I'm like, oh, well, time to
Mm.
clean that up. And then I ended up taking out the trash. And then I started walking back over and then having conversation. I'm like, wait, hold on. It has been an hour and 20 minutes. Our food's probably not even hot anymore. So, yeah,
Oh,
some days it's a struggle.
I love how we said we were going to do bullet points. I've just realized we're already half an hour in. We should get to today's subject. I will speed through my last bullet points, which is I went to 2 Pride events. They were both awesome. And we celebrated my mum and stepdad's 10-year anniversary, which was also really fun. Those were great. Also,
Yeah.
Germany, I could honestly talk about for an entire podcast episode, so don't even get me started on that. Maybe we can do a Germany episode at one point and I will just talk about my fucking holiday because it was great. But
Maybe one
not
day I can
today.
actually go to Germany.
Oh, that would be fun.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know
we'd have to
why did
like
I just start
terrorize.
talking like Stewie Griffin? Brian. Brian.
I'm not sure, but I don't like
I'm
you.
Stu Griffin.
Anyways,
Anyway, so so
today's
today's
topic.
topic, which you probably because this is the title of the video, so by this point you're probably like, when the fuck are they going to hell? We're going to hell, and it's not Germany. Although I would like to go
No,
back there again. That would be nice. It was great. But yes. So I
Germany.
we thought it would be fun because you are Christian.
Yes.
I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, which is something I hate to admit, but it is part in the interest of accepting things I cannot change. It is a part of my history, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've said that on the podcast before as well. But yeah, so thought it would be fun to go into satanic panic and look at things that have been condemned by extremely conservative, extremely judgy, the toxic kind of Christians, the kind of Christians we joke about on the internet, not the Dimitri kind, the nice kind that we like, the toxic Karens, those kinds. And we thought it would be funny to just, as 2 people who have some experience in being under the Christianity umbrella at some point in their life. I'm a pagan now, but we just thought it would be funny to go through some things that had been listed as satanic over the years and see how guilty we are, because I feel like I've done a lot of them.
There, I totally took a look over some of them. Some of them I guarantee I've never done.
I feel like
For
the
you'll know
most
what reasons.
common ones that I hear about, I feel like are ones that I've done, but I feel like that's because the reason they're most common is because so many people do them.
Right.
So I've skimmed these lists, but I haven't looked into all of like every single item.
Yeah.
So there's a list that's got 25 things on, and then there's a list that's got 41 things on. So I think we should go for the 25, and then if that takes fucking forever, maybe we can do a part 2 with the other list.
Right. So, do you want me to read the first one?
Yes, go for it.
Got it. So the first one on weird, like totally normal things that people label as satanic for literally no good, valid, or even plausible reason would be brown or dark brown eyes. The quote on it is just, there was a batshit lady at my old church who worked in the youth ministry. She accused my sister of devil worship, saying she had shark eyes.
What the
So
fuck?
yeah, if you have dark brown eyes, you're satanic.
I don't. I have bright blue eyes. I have like Children of the Corn eyes. Is that the right one, or is it the whatever
I think
that old
maybe I'm not sure.
whatever that old show was where the children had glowing eyes? I can't. That child? No, that
I just
wasn't
have
children.
hazel, so mine
Yeah,
have green inside the brown.
my eyes
So
aren't as blue as they used to be, but that's because I spend less time in the sun, and blue eyes are very reflective.
hmm
And mine used to be so bright blue. Um,
how dare you,
I know, right? But
satanic?
yeah, no, I don't have brown eyes. I do like brown eyes though. But I what I don't understand about that is the shark point. What has the shark got to do with the devil?
Reaching.
I love sharks. Sharks are
I think
great.
sharks are freaking adorable.
They're so
However,
silly.
when it comes to the satanic panic, they will find one tiny thing and then, oh,
Mm,
this, we're gonna pull and attach it to this, which
yeah.
makes no sense because
Yeah.
we're reaching. We're
Mm-hmm.
reaching.
Yeah, it's just most of the satanic panic stuff is just like, oh, we're just finding an excuse in the Bible to hate on you for a thing that we don't agree with or want to do and would not affect our lives if we didn't actively hate on it. It's like the Salem
Correct.
witch hunts. It's like, just let women be women. Let them read.
Let them have their own original thoughts.
Let them eat cake. Sorry, that's a different. Anyway. um
But the cake is a lie.
the cake is a lie. But I love sharks. I want to go in a shark cage. That's on my bucket list. I don't know
Ooh.
how, where, or when I would be able to do this, but I would love to go in a shark cage and just be in a cage in a scuba suit and just have little, well, not little, but great white sharks just swimming around me. And if one is curious and shoves his nose into the little gap in the cage, will I boop it? Absolutely. Do I know that's unwise? Absolutely.
I still want to
But
do it?
I'm still gonna do
Absolutely.
it. I want to touch his little nose. They're so cute. I love sharks, and they're so misunderstood. Like,
I know.
shark attacks aren't because they want to attack humans. It's because we look like turtles or seals when we're on specifically when we're on a surfboard or in a little dinghy. It's like we look like their food. And they have bad eyesight, and they're kind of dumb,
I mean, same.
right? Like, they're so cute. They're so cute. And basking
So cute.
sharks. Oh,
For the interest
oh.
of retaining ADHD tangents from sharks,
Yeah,
shall you read the next one?
yeah, sorry. I love sharks.
No,
I
you're
love
good.
sharks so much. Sharks and jellyfish. Although I don't want to boop
hmm
them.
They're danger boops.
They are danger boops. They're squishy. So number 2 is Godzilla. And the quote under that is, because God's name shouldn't be used like that. Told his kids there was a spelling error and it's actually called Godzilla. Now, if you're gonna try and play that card, you should educate your child instead on the original Japanese name for Godzilla, which is, I believe, Gojira.
Yes.
It was renamed Godzilla to make it easier for English speakers, probably mainly because of the 90s movie, which is a controversial topic for some people, but I actually love that movie because it's
It's a cult classic
nostalgic.
for
It is
sure.
a cult classic. I'm not saying it's a good Godzilla movie. I'm not saying it's a bad Godzilla movie. I'm saying I like that movie. And did I have a massive crush on Matthew Broderick? Yes. Do I still
Matthew
watch The
Broderick.
Lion King, hear his voice as Simba, and go, yes. Am I ashamed? No. Because he has a lovely voice and he's also a very attractive man. Also
Hey,
in the
now, my hear
Godzilla
me out
movie.
cake.
Also in the Godzilla movie, he plays a nerdy brunette who, like, that's exactly my type. So, duh. Of course, I have a
Right.
crush on him in that movie.
Okay. So the next one is art. My mom called my art satanic because I drew dragons and wolves with horns when I was a kid. So not specifically just art, anything with horns.
It's a mythological creature.
Watch out for them goats.
I mean, I can, at least with that one, I can understand the link. Because of devil horns, goat horn. Like, okay, fair. Still
But deer and
reaching.
antelope,
Yeah,
a moose is evil.
yeah, like, it's a
Horns.
mythological creature. What are you going to tell your kid it's doing satanic art if they draw a goat really well? Like, what? It's fantasy. It's fine.
Right. It's so dumb.
I'm skipping the next one because it's racist. And I'm just going to 5. Because I don't even want to
I'm
address
okay with
number
that.
4. I don't even want to address number 4. And it's not because the person writing this article has said something racist. It's just I don't feel like I can speak on that topic because, I mean, I
And no
I've
one is going to
seen
understand.
I've seen sheets of paper with more, like, blank sheets of paper with more pigment in them than my skin has. So, I
Melanin on a
we
blank piece of paper.
we're just going to skip. We're just going to skip that one because racism is bad, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
So number 5 is I was once wearing my hat backwards and got called a devil worshipper. What the fuck? For those who are just listening, Dimitri took his headset off to put a cap on backwards. Did you go and get that when I was smoking specifically to do that when we got to there, or was
No,
that just there?
I was wearing this like when we like got on
Oh,
to
okay.
like talk beforehand, and I took it off because it was uncomfortable to wear with the
Uh,
headset.
that makes sense. Yeah.
But I didn't even see that one, and I'm like,
I
this joke is gonna be perfect.
I rarely wear my cap. I wear caps a lot when I'm outside because my migraines and sunlight. My migraines do not like the sun. I don't really turn my cap backwards because I wear it because I need the cap. It's only if I, like, go inside and I don't really have a bag I can put it in, then I'm like, okay, turn it around because I can't fucking see shit inside.
Right?
But yeah, that's silly. I want to know the logical leap that they even took. Like, what?
I guess the question is there even a logical leap?
Yeah.
Um,
Like, is it
the
because
next
a
one,
lot of
I'm definitely going
rappers
to
wear
hell.
caps backwards?
I don't know. It's some kind of dumb reach. The second one is having more than 2 pets at home.
Oh.
I'm fucked. I got 4 dogs. Nope, I'm doomed.
I have only ever had one pet at a time.
Mm.
So far on this list, I'm actually safe. Oh, except I do love Godzilla and I do love drawing dragons and shit. Never mind, I'm not safe.
You're like, I'm safe. Wait, the first few.
Well, I don't have brown eyes. I do like Godzilla. I do like dragons and shit.
Let's see. I have hazel eyes. Godzilla's okay. I do love dragons. I wear hats backwards. I have
I
4 dogs. No,
sometimes.
I'm
Yeah. The next one is uh I wanted to learn to play the violin as a child, but was told I couldn't because it was the devil's instrument. In what world?
How much you want to bet it's that one song? It's like the devil went down to Georgia.
Is there even a violin in that song?
It's like
Isn't
the
that with
fiddler.
guitar?
It's like the fiddler and the devil, and like they got into a violin fight.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
got to be the only
I
reason.
don't really
That's
know
got to
that
be the
song super
only.
well.
I don't like it.
I would think like wind instruments, like woodwind, would be if you're gonna pick a type of instrument, I would think like a pan flute, because satyrs play pan flutes, and that's kind of the
Apparently,
same.
pan flutes are totally fine.
Yeah,
they're not
but
satanic.
violins. What? I love a violin. Oh, or a cello. Oh, cellos.
Oh, cellos.
Oh.
But yeah, anybody who is even remotely Christian and has listened to, like, let's throw a random group out there that you might have listened to, Casting Crowns. If you listen to them and you hear the violin in there, sorry, Satan. Wait. Okay, so the next one is a toothache. The devil is trying to enter my body, was the quote. Initially, I thought they were making a weird joke. They were serious.
What? Okay, I've heard about, like, if you don't cover your mouth when you yawn, the devil can get inside you. But a toothache? Fuck, I made myself yawn. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It was my own goddamn fault. I played myself.
Go for it. The next one.
Also, I have a toothache right now, so...
The devil's trying to enter your body.
That sound was not the sound I meant to make. That was meant to be a sigh, and then I heard it after I did it, and I was like, that didn't sound like a sigh, Zoe. That's one of those sounds. That's one of those sounds where if you listen, it has a completely different vibe to if you're watching and you could see my facial expression.
Oh, yeah.
So the next one is, my mum was terrified I'd accidentally summon a demon playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I never played Yu-Gi-Oh!
I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! And where I understand it a little more only because I summon the obelisk of the tormentor and all these, and it's like I can kind of understand to a small extent on that one.
Yeah, if you don't know a lot about it and you're just listening to your kids playing it, and I can kind of understand,
like Ra the Sun God and everything like that.
Yeah, because the terminology around Yu-Gi-Oh, it can sound kind of out of pocket. It can sound kind of out there. But yeah, I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a Pokemon fan. I never watched the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. I think
Same.
I maybe watched like one episode and was like, meh.
I'm favorite.
I'm sure if I watched it now, maybe I'd appreciate it, but it's like, it's too late now. I don't have time for that shit.
My favorite thing is the translation from Japanese to English. In the Japanese version, they had people holding a guy at gunpoint saying they were going to kill him. In the English version, the American version, more accurately, they used art to get rid of the guns, and instead they were threatening his life with finger guns. Like they were literally just pointing.
I mean, that's very bisexual of them.
It's very threatening.
It's very bisexual. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
You're gonna die.
Just a quirky bisexual murderer. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, my brain. What's the next one, Zoe?
I read the last one. You go.
Oh, that's right.
I did Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Being left-handed. A church I visited wouldn't let me play music because of it.
I have heard of this one.
So fuck all of you left-handed people.
Because he was the left hand of God?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason behind that one, right?
Being left-handed, a church Yeah, no,
Like
wouldn't
that,
let that
because
person
I've
play
heard of
music.
that one before. I am not left-handed. My sister is, I think.
I have a sister who's left-handed too, and it does not make sense to me. Like,
Is my
screw
brother
it.
left-handed as well? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure my sister
I
is
don't
though.
know.
But no, I'm
All right,
right-handed.
what's
Ooh.
the next?
Ah, rocks. It says, I'm a rock hound and collect rocks, gems, and stones. Same. The link between crystals and spirituality has gotten me called a devil worshipper for liking rocks. I don't even use them spiritually. I just like shiny shit. Same. I mean, I'm vegan now, so crystals are a little more than just shiny rocks to me these days. But like, when I was little and we were still Jehovah's Witnesses, my mum had one of those subscriptions where you like get a different little gemstone in like one of those little museum boxes. She
Mm-hmm.
still has all of them. She fucking loved rocks and crystals growing up and like all that and archaeology and geology, all that kind of stuff. She loved that shit growing up. And so then thought it was really cool. So like rocks, they're just minerals in the
It's just
earth.
rocks.
It's just rocks. Just leave them alone. Let people like shiny rocks.
Oh my god. All right, moving on
It
to the
hurt my
next
leg.
one.
I hit my leg too hard.
The next one. My dad wouldn't let me watch anything that had magic or monsters because he thought it would let demons into the house. This included Power Rangers, Ben 10, H2O Just Add Water,
Oh,
Harry Potter, Scooby Doo, and more. The most ridiculous one was not letting me watch Jessie on Disney Channel. This had no magic or monsters, but he thought that the pet lizard was one of the things that represented the snake that deceived Eve into eating the apple.
these parents, man. I mean, I also had the thing of like, you're not supposed to watch shows with magic in, although we did. We just were like, oh, can't tell people you're watching that. Like, we watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Charmed, but it was like, oh,
Love
don't tell.
Buffy.
It was like, oh, don't tell people in the congregation that you watch this because we're technically not supposed to be watching stuff like this because it's promoting paganism. And now I'm like, joke's on you. I'm a pagan now, and so's my mum. I'm like,
Oh my god. Oh,
not because of those shows though, just because I like
right.
nature.
But a pet lizard.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
watch that.
ridiculous.
They've
That
got a
is
pet.
ridiculous. Okay.
All right. What?
Oh, I love that it's my turn to say this one. Fuck me. Okay. Tampons. And it says, I'm not joking or lying. When I was a kid, early 90s, there was a god botherer protesting outside a Superdrug, which is a UK pharmacy chain, screaming about the satanism of feminine hygiene products corrupting women into sin. This god botherer was a woman.
I love the fact that you got this one to read for 3 reasons. Reason 1, tampons.
Reason 2,
Reason 2,
UK.
super drug.
Yeah.
Reason 3,
we've realized that the
woman.
person that wrote this list is from the UK.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my god.
it wasn't me. I didn't write
Yeah,
this list.
screw you for not wanting to bleed on everybody.
Right? Also,
Same.
little TMI, I hate tampons. I'm not going to go into it, but I hate them. I cannot do it. I just can't. Not for this reason, for other reasons. They're just uncomfy and I don't like them.
Fair. All
Um
right.
but yeah, no, it doesn't make you a devil worshipper if you do though. I
No.
just have a body that's crooked in weird places and things get uncomfy. Said wasn't going to go into it, went into it.
The next one.
Go ahead.
Without a shred of sarcasm, I once heard an evangelical describe hot Cheetos as a product of the devil.
What, because of the fire on the packet? What? Because they're flaming hot Cheetos.
Oh,
Some people
so much of my brain hurts with these.
need to like
Some people need Jesus.
reevaluate their lives and ask themselves what really bothers them and why.
Oh,
I
moving.
think I've had Cheetos like once, and I remember them being underwhelming.
Cheetos specifically, I do really enjoy. Hot Cheetos? Eh,
Yeah,
give me normal
I
Cheetos.
think
The crunch is satisfying.
I had the like flaming hot Cheetos once, and I expected them to like blow my socks off, and I was like, these are okay, I guess.
They aight.
Doritos Chili Heat Wave is where it's at.
Oh, I miss those so much.
So
Especially like the
good.
sweet chili ones that they had. I'd eat a whole freaking bag.
I've never tried those, but I'm not a lover of sweet chili. Like I don't like
I'm so
sweet and sour
sorry.
chicken either. I like my I'm not a lover of like mixing sweet and spicy. It like my brain can't handle it.
That's satanic. No.
No, it's autistic. It's like fruitcake.
Someone
I
quote
like
that.
fruit and I like cake, but I put them together and I cannot deal with it. I love fruit. I feel
like-
okay about cake. I'm not as into cake as I used to be, but I've never liked fruitcake because I don't like the texture difference.
But like strawberries on angel food cake.
That's different because I would eat the strawberries first
That's
and
like a
then I would
pastry.
eat the cake.
Yes. Okay, cool. The autism is not just on me on that
Yeah. And like I can deal with
Okay.
blueberry muffins
one.
because the blueberries are basically disintegrated by the time the muffin is cooked. They just leave pockets of blueberry flavor. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's no real textural discrepancies. Lemon cake, my favorite fucking cake.
Lemon cake.
And when I make lemon cake, it's super sour because the recipe that I use calls for like, I think it's like the zest of 1.5 lemons and the juice of 1 lemon. And I'm like, if you're going to make me buy 2 lemons, I'm using the zest and juice of both. So my lemon cakes
Yes.
come out really lemony, which is how I like it because I'm a sour bitch and I like that shit. And it's all the same texture.
Oh, when I come to England, you're
I will make you lemon cake, yes.
Oh, biggest appreciate. I will make you my like family recipe 3 noodle casserole.
Ooh.
As long as you like meats in it.
Yes.
Pepperoni, sausage, ground beef.
Yes.
You'll love
Although,
it.
if you're gonna make it, like, if you switch out the beef for lamb, then my mum can try some too. She can't have beef.
I'm not against doing that. Noted.
Mhm.
Anyways, moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
What do we got, Zoe?
Unicorns. Their horns are the sign of Satan. I was making this up. I love unicorns. Also, how the fuck is a unicorn horn the sign of Satan? A unicorn horn is not the same as goat horns.
Got real bad news for any Christian rhinoceros.
Aww.
Really fucking sorry for you on that one.
Rhinos.
My.
I love rhinos. I'd love to cuddle a rhino.
Oh, this hurts my brain. The next one. A microscope. An acquaintance of mine called the microscope a gift from the devil because it makes people question the divine plan. If anything, it should make you surprised and astounded by the divine plan because of how intricate and complicated everything works together.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who constantly looks through microscopes in my job, fuck you.
I will say, as much as my dad is a piece of shit, we all know this, I bring it up a lot. One of the things he said to me when I was younger, because he is a sci-fi nerd. I mean, we kind of all are in our family. Like, we all love sci-fi. And also we all love science, not just science fiction, but just straight up science. We fucking love it in our
Right.
family. And I remember asking him when I was younger, um, because I was like, oh, they're teaching us in science class about the Big Bang, but like, and this was when I still believed in the whole God created thing, and now I'm just like, I don't know what I believe and I don't really care. Nature exists and I
Right.
can prove it. Woohoo, I'm pagan. Like, this was when I still had the there is one God brain, and I was like, but if he created us, but we can kind of prove that the Big Bang happened, so how can those two things exist at once? And I remember my dad turned around to me and was like, just because science exists doesn't mean that it disproves religion. He was like, you can, like, two things can be true. Like, if you want to believe, if your belief is that God created humans, like, the way the Bible tells it, there's a lot of analogy, metaphor, shit that it's just up for interpretation. And it's just, the way that it was explained to me as a kid was like, okay, so we can prove the Big Bang happened. You can't prove that God didn't do that. If you want to, like, you can, it was like you can make science fit into your beliefs if you're just like, okay, this thing is proven to be correct, but I believe in God, so that means he must have done that. Like that. And obviously I don't have that belief system now, but for people that do, like yourself, other people who follow Christian stuff, like, makes sense to me. Is like, if you can prove that something like, if science can prove something, that doesn't need that doesn't mean that that invalidates your faith.
Right.
It just means that maybe something was misinterpreted or not described well enough because people didn't understand. Just because you can prove something happened a certain way doesn't mean that you have to question your faith.
Right. Like for me, I 100% believe that the Big Bang happened.
Mm.
Personally, I do think that it was something where I'm going to speak very detached from myself for a moment. God just sits there, this would be cool. What if I take these two atoms and smash them together and watch the chain reaction and make
Mm.
something from it? Boop, bang, everything explodes and suddenly thinks, he's like, oh, wow, well, I
Yeah.
can work with this.
Yeah.
Like a kid dumping a box of Legos.
Yeah. It's like,
What is it going to
make
make?
it
You don't know.
make it work for
Let's make
you.
something fancy.
Like, new
Exactly.
information doesn't have to invalidate old information. It can just change the way that you think about it.
Like when you discover something new when looking under a microscope.
Yeah. And the thing is I would think that you would want to appreciate, like, if you think, oh yeah, God created everything, I would think that you would want to appreciate things on a microscopic level. Because if you
Right.
believe God created that and then you look in a microscope and you see how intricate things really are on that level, how tiny and intricate things are, I would think that would make your appreciation bigger because it's like, wow, look at that. And if
Yeah.
you're a person that believes that God created that, then it's like, look what he did.
Yeah. Look at how all these tiny little things floating around in this tiny little dot of blood
Mm,
make you function.
yeah. Or if you're someone who's more like me, more agnostic, then you're just like, cool, I don't know how this shit happened, but that's sick as fuck.
Oh,
Like,
evolution over so long has
yeah.
now I can literally have hypermobility because this blood cell is just a
Mm.
little more than this one.
Yeah, I'm not so impressed by that, unfortunately, as someone who has
I
it, but
mean,
I'd
all
much
right,
rather look at the
what's
xylem in in a thin slice of celery.
right? What is the next?
Next is mushrooms. It says, I remember a lady saying she refused to eat mushrooms. They were satanic because they grew in the dark. I
I've got bad news for you if you like Chick-fil-A potato fries.
They have mushrooms in them?
No.
Oh.
They grow underground in the
Oh,
dark.
because potatoes, right. I was like, it's because you were so specific. I was like, do they put like mushrooms in their fries or something? Just because potatoes. Okay. Yeah. Like, what?
gosh.
I mean, I guess like potatoes and carrots and other root vegetables, part of the plant is in the sun. It's just not the part you eat.
But not potatoes?
But also, yeah, potatoes have a part of the plant that's in the sun. It's just not the part you eat. It's the leaf, the leaves and
Right.
flowers. So like some of it's
But
in the
like
sun.
mushrooms can grow in the
Uh,
light
oh
too.
yeah, yeah, that as well. Not all mushrooms grow in the dark. The
Right.
dark is not needed for mushrooms. Mainly damp is needed for mushrooms.
The environment.
Yeah, they're they're a fungus. They like it moist.
Right. Okay, this next one is the worst stretch I've heard so far.
Okay.
It says, for a while, I wasn't allowed to use the word weird because it was associated with witchcraft. Apparently, because Shakespeare wrote about the witches of weird.
Fuck off. I okay. If you're gonna of all the things in Shakespeare you could pick to be satanic, the word weird is what you're going with. There is so okay, sure. Mhm. What? To be cultured enough to have read Shakespeare and uncultured enough to think that weird is the worst thing you took from that. Oh boy. The next one is it says, "Oh man, a paperback copy of Frankenstein's monster with an illustration of the monster on the front." Oh, this is like a group of them all in one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so a paperback copy of Frankenstein's monster with an illustration of the monster on the front. The experience of desire for Okay, we're gonna skip that. Pokemon yoga. What? Okay, Pokemon. I I got that when I was younger and I liked Pokemon because it's the whole evolution thing. Yeah, I know, right? And you call yourself a Christian wearing your Pokemon t-shirt.
Oh no. It's like my fiance's.
Burn the
Oh, okay.
witch. Yeah, no.
Oh, there's more to it.
I love Frankenstein's monster. Um I love Pokemon and I like yoga. I don't know why yoga is satanic. I can kind of understand Pokemon because of evolution. I can kind of understand Frankenstein's monster because it's Frankenstein's monster. But yoga? What y'all got against a good stretch? I wonder how they feel about Pilates.
I wonder how they feel about squats.
Probably bad.
Oh, son of a. This one blows my mind for two different reasons, and let me get into it. So, it says The Lord of the Rings works and The Chronicles of Narnia. Both Tolkien and Lewis were devout Christians. This is where I get a little confused because growing up in, heavily religious backgrounds, Lord of the Rings originally was seen as, ooh, no, evil, evil. However, the Chronicles of Narnia, at least for my parents, was, no, this is clearly like an analogy of like Jesus and Christianity. So it's totally fine. You can watch all of those.
I can see that. Aslan
And then
coming
later
back.
on,
Yeah.
my parents let us watch The Lord of the Rings too, because it's clearly got the same kind of setbacks for all of that. And like the ring being the pursuit of sin, and Jesus taking on the weight of that
Mm.
sin and dying for us, or I guess in this point, casting the ring into the fires of hell or sin, so we could all be forgivens.
Mm. See,
Lose a
we
finger, pierce the side, whatever. I like
in
all of that. Go ahead.
in our house we had that analogy for Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
where it was like Jedi
Obi-Wan
versus
Kenobi.
Sith, Christians versus pagans. Like it was. Turns out I'm a Sith.
Gray Jedi.
Yeah, I was
All
gonna
these
say
Force lightning.
realistically, pagans are great Jedi's. Like,
Oh
we
yeah.
just want to love nature, man. Leave us alone.
Picture they picked for the Lord of the Rings Chronicles of Narnia one though.
I
Poor
mean,
Elijah Wood looks like he's
Elijah Elijah Wood looks like baby girl in that picture. It's like, is that okay? Sporks is the next one. And it says, I once heard someone say the spork is the devil's utensil because it is the amalgamation of the masculine fork and the feminine spoon and is trying to blur gender lines in society. These people have too much time on their hands. Also, fuck the gender binary. Also, how is a fork masculine and a spoon feminine? Somebody please actually don't explain that to me. But how?
the fork.
What is a knife then?
You don't want to know.
I would have said, listen, if I was gonna put assign genders to cutlery, right, which I would never normally do, but since we're here anyway, I would say the fork is the female because she's holding shit together while the man's being aggressive and he's the knife, and then spoons are gender fluid. That would,
I feel like
if I had to put titles on utensils, that would be the way I would go. Since when is a fork masculine?
I feel like if I had to put genders to cutlery,
Also, they're cutlery.
there would not just be 2 or 3. Like a spoon, that's your gender. A fork, that's your gender. A spork, congratulations, you have a gender. Knife, that's its gender. Why? Because they all function differently.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, jokes about
sporks.
masculine aggressiveness aside, they're utensils, they don't have genders. But I'm just confused
Correct.
as to why this person who said this about sporks thought that forks were masculine and spoons were feminine. How did you get to that conclusion? I mean, it's just no. Oh boy.
Okay, so the next one, it's not okay.
I'm gonna have
This
an
one is not
aneurysm.
because actual like possible satanic connection as much as absolute stupidity. Wi-Fi, because they don't understand how it could work without wires. Not even going to dive into that one.
I
No.
just can't with this. Okay. The next one. Okay, that's kind of funny actually. It says my very religious aunt once, it's always a religious aunt, once referred to Hooters as Satan's snack shop. Her husband was a frequent visitor and she found the receipts in his truck. I think that says more about your aunt, that person's aunt's relationship with her husband, than it says about Hooters.
Uh-huh. Oh, very much so. But like, good for him for going and getting food.
Yeah, feed yourself, sir.
Right. Oh, I got a story on this one too. You ready for it, guys? I knew this Christian lady that refused to eat deviled eggs. Edit. My wife said her cousins weren't allowed to eat candy on Halloween when they were kids because their mom didn't want to celebrate the devil's birthday.
That's not what Halloween
First
is.
off, that's never
Not
been
what
what Halloween
Halloween
is.
is.
Also, Deviled eggs is the nickname given to them. Because if I remember right, they're like deviled eggs.
I've only ever known them as deviled eggs, and I fucking love them.
They are so freaking
They're
delicious.
so good. Oh,
But growing up, my parents would call them angeled eggs
I mean,
because
good either
actually
way.
using the word deviled didn't sound right, but they weren't
Mm.
gonna ban the snack. Just call it something else.
Yeah,
Which, for the conservative that they were at the time,
good for
kudos to
them.
them on that one.
Yeah.
That one's not as aggressive.
I made the first time, I think the first time I had deviled eggs was when I made them myself because I'd never had them. And I was like, I'm gonna look up how to make this shit. And it has led to me now every time I make egg mayo to like make a sandwich, I'll add a little bit of paprika in there because I was like, this shit tastes so good that I now have to always add paprika to my egg salad sandwiches. It's so good. And sometimes just a tiny bit of mustard, just a smidge, just for that extra little kick.
Just a
Just
little bit of that
a
tart kick.
teensy bit of yellow mustard and a little bit of paprika, and just
I made the mistake and scrolled a little
beautiful.
further, so the last
Oh
one's been
god.
spoiled for me.
It says, fucking Hello Kitty. Some religious fucktards from my sister-in-law's family took away all the Hello Kitty toys from my niece and burned them. That's bad for the environment. Because there is a demon in the Sumerian mythology who, just like the famous cartoon cat, has no mouth. So Hello Kitty is obviously demonic. No, Hello Kitty is a little girl that wears a cat mask, if you didn't know that. Hello Kitty
Yes,
is not
that is
actually
a
a cat.
fact.
Hello Kitty is a young girl that wears a cat mask. I was very. It was not that many years ago when I learned that, and it blew my mind. And I was like, suddenly so many things make sense. Because where is her mouth? It's under her mask. It's a little girl mouth under the cat mask. But
But I
yeah,
think this goes to show just how clearly annoyed with their life that they have to have a superiority complex just
yeah.
to feel like something is working.
And what the fuck has Sumerian mythology got to do with a Japanese character? They're from two completely different parts of the world.
What does brown eyes have to do with shark eyes?
Okay, good point. The logic is not there. Yes.
No. Most of these you cannot connect logic to,
Yeah.
like especially Wi-Fi. Just because
Ugh.
you're not smart enough to tell how waves work
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's evil.
does not mean it's demonic. It just means you're uneducated.
Yeah. It just means you gotta get good, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last one on that list. There are some that were not there that I was expecting to be there.
And there's two that we didn't mention.
Yeah. Because we just stay away from the racism subject of
Like
people be racist,
there's
but
a
it's not
difference.
okay.
Right. There's a difference between connecting nonsensical things to nonsensical reasoning.
Mm.
And then there's just clear fucking racism.
Yeah.
There's no. And like if you've listened to this podcast at any point, you can tell that inclusion is something we try to go for.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like Zoe.
Yes.
Pagan. Me. Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Do my beliefs line up with far conservative beliefs? No, absolutely not. Fuck no. I'm bisexual. Fuck what? Like, no. But I have my own belief. She has her own belief. Fucking believe in like Cthulhu or the flying spaghetti monster. Like, do what you believe. Just treat people right. But we don't tolerate racism here.
Yeah. It's like the famous Eminem quote of like, I don't care if you're like black, white, gay, straight, like whatever it was, don't like just don't be a cunt to me and I won't be a cunt to you, or something. It's really bad paraphrasing, but there was like a fairly famous Eminem quote of him basically being like, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what color you are. If you're a cunt, I don't like you. If you're not a cunt, I like you. Like, don't be a dick
If
and I
you're
won't be a
bitch,
dick.
you bitch. If
Exactly.
you're not bitch, you're
Or
not bitch.
as I put it to my sister yesterday, because I met my my second oldest niece's boyfriend for the first time yesterday, because we had a game night there for
Mm-hmm.
because it's my mom's birthday soon, and we don't really have like the time, energy, or money to do anything like special for it. So we were like, let's just go to Kirsty's, have a game night. And um apparently my niece's boyfriend had said to Kirsty, was like, oh, I think I've met your mum once before, but like I've never met your sister. Like, I'm like a little bit worried about how she's gonna take me because I can be blunt. And my sister is like, she's bisexual. She is like got like special needs. Like, she's 31 but doesn't really have the mentality of a 31-year-old. Like, you are,
She's
there
got
is,
tism.
yeah, it's just like, she is goth as fuck. Like, you don't need to worry. Like, there's nothing you could say that could shock my sister. And I was just laughing in the car when she was telling me this, and I was like, the thing I thought of the other day was that because my sister was like, as long as you're not like racist or homophobic, you're fine.
We'll get
Like,
along.
yeah, like, you'll be fine. And I said to my sister, I was like, yeah, I was like, all the isms are bad except autism. Like, that's something, I can't remember what triggered that thought in my brain the other day, but I was like, there's racism, there's ableism, there's ageism, there's all these isms that are bad, but autism's fine. So it's like, the only ism I chill with is autism. All the other isms are all negative. I was sitting there and I was like, I cannot think of another word that ends in ism that isn't a bad quality about someone. Like,
You
the
have
the
a very
only
good point.
the only thing the only word I can think of that ends in ism, that if someone brings it into a conversation, my brain isn't like, fuck that person, is autism. I'm like, cool. When it's that, I'm like, yeah, cool, sure, join the neurospicy gang. Let's fucking chill. Tell me about your fucking special interests, my dude. Go off. But if you want to bring racism, ableism, or ageism in here, you can get fuck off. You fuck right up. You keep fucking off until you fucked off all the way back around, and then I'll hit you, and then you can fuck off again.
Right. So,
But yeah, I mean, he did have nothing to worry about. He was fine. He was a lovely lad. We played some like quiz games on YouTube with the little ones in the room, and then we kicked them out of the room to play Cards Against Muggles, which is Cards Against Humanity but Harry Potter themed. And
yes.
I needed to tell you this anecdote today because it led to me being asked a question I didn't think I would have to answer from who was asking it. So, to set the scene, there's me, my mum, my older sister, one of the twins, one of my twin nephews, my second oldest niece, and her boyfriend. We're playing Cards Against Muggles around this little like coffee table, and it's going fine. We're all fine. Like, it's a 17 years plus game, so the little ones were kicked out of the room. The youngest person there is the nephew, who is 17 and turns 18 at the end of the year. So we're all old enough to play. Like, and you know, it's a game about trying to make the dirty jokes, the dark jokes, and trying to make people laugh. If you haven't played Cards Against Humanity and that sounds like fun to you, what are you doing? Please play it. It's so fun. There's an online version. It's great. We've played it before. I've played it so much. And I am used to having to explain some cards to people, because there are some terms in that game that I only know because of that game. For example, the term bukake. I only know what that is because it came up on a Cards Against Humanity card years ago, and I had to Google it because no one knew what it was. And I then prepared myself.
You had to Google it?
Yep. And then I looked it up on I think I went straight to Urban Dictionary and searched it in there because I was like, I know it's gonna be a thing. Like, I know it's gonna be something dirty, something slang because it's in Cards Against Humanity. So I was like, I'm not even gonna have that in my search results, like history on Google. I'm going straight to the source and I'm searching it in that website. I was like, I don't want to have that in my algorithms. I'm good, whatever it
Oh
is, and I'm
dear.
glad I didn't. I'm glad I did it that way because. So then, like, whenever we would play Cards Against Humanity, the normal version with like Cats Next Door when she was still with us, that card would come up and everyone would be like, "What the fuck's bukake?" And I'm like, oh, "Why am I the only person at this table that knows this?" And I'm the youngest person at this table. And it's because I had to Google it years ago when I was playing with my friends. So,
Oh no.
but I thought, I wasn't thinking about that being because this is a Harry Potter themed one. So we're going around, we're having fun. Sean, my nephew is winning. He didn't win. My mum won the game, but for the
Oh,
first half of it, he was
that doesn't
on
shock me.
fire. And it's his turn to read the black card out, and he gets to this word and he's like, I don't know how to say this, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, let me see, because that's just my instinct is like, oh, I will help you, I read a lot, I know big
Mhm.
words, not to brag, but you know what I mean. Like, I like big words, I like word puzzles and word games because I was terrified of being dyslexic as a child and I like made myself read a lot. um so I like big words and word puzzles. And so he turns the card towards me, and the word I see immediately what he's struggling with, the word is cunnilingus. And so he turns the card towards me and I just go, "Oh, that's cunnilingus." And then he just looks up at me and is like, "What's that?" And I was just like, um
How do I describe this?
I just looked up at my ceiling like, I I don't know if my sister doesn't know what that word is or just didn't know how to describe it, but I was expecting her to jump in and be like, "It's this," and she didn't. And my mum just looked at me, and I know my mum knows what this word means, and my mum just looked at me and was like, just like
How fun
giggled
is
at
that
me,
one?
and I was like, "Fuck you," and I just looked up at the ceiling like for help. I was like, so I was not mentally prepared to be asked that question by my nephew today. And I just like, after a moment of processing, I was like, oral sex is basically oral sex. And he was like, "Oh, okay."
Basically.
And then just like rolled his eyes and was like, "Oh, okay." And my sister was like, "Yeah, just because, when you're playing Cards Against Humanity and the answers come in, you read the question card with each answer." And so my sister was like, "Just say oral instead of it. It'll be faster. It'll be easier." And it was fine. Like, it wasn't like it left us in this really awkward place or anything.
Right.
Like, we're one of those, like, we have a pretty chill family. Like,
Oh, I
we
know.
tell the silly jokes, we're not uptight at all. Like, we tell the dirty jokes, the rude jokes, it's
The good
fine.
ones.
So it wasn't like it made everything weird. Like, we moved on from it, but I just thought it was so funny. Like, I literally was late. Like, I got into bed last night and I was laying there and I thought about it and I was like, I have to tell Dimitri about this tomorrow. I was like, I have to tell this story. It's so funny. Just the way I was like, "Oh yeah, that's
Magical.
cunnilingus," expecting a teenage boy that is almost an adult
No.
to know what that means when they hear the word, and he's just like, "What is that?" And I was like, ah. I was just like,
Describe this. I know.
it's never a question
Like,
I expected one of my nephews to ask me. No one prepared me for this.
and you're like, this is gonna be one of those things that just makes for an amazing story. I booped my nose on
Yeah,
my
it
mic
was.
again. I kid you
Oh
not.
no. But yeah, it was fine. Like, once I'd got over that first, like, my brain just kind of froze for a second, and I was like, I know what that is, but how do I say it? And then I reminded myself that my nephew is basically an adult now, and I was like, I can just say this. Like, we're not.
We're
Oh,
adults. You're about to learn a lot
y-
of terms.
yeah, like, he's got a lot of siblings. we're not shy about talking about like periods and stuff around the kids because they're going to need to know it one day. You know, we're not like inappropriate levels of talking about that kind of
Right.
stuff, but he's a 17-year-old boy. If he asks what that means, I'm like, he's old enough for me to just say oral sex and we can fucking leave it at that and
Right.
get on with the game. And thankfully, that's exactly how it went. And he was like, oh,
Good.
okay. And then we just got on with the game and it was fine. But I just, for that brief couple of seconds, I was like, my brain just broke. And I was like, I'm not equipped to answer this question, but I am. But for a second, I was like, I don't feel equipped.
I don't feel
And
qualified
then
for
when
this.
no
Oh
one
wait.
else, then when no one else answered, I was like, turns out I guess I'm the most equipped to answer this question. I was like,
Oh my
fuck.
god.
I was just like, oh my god. But it was so funny. It was such a good night. I had such a blast. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was so fun. But that was just, oh, I was just like, mm, just my mum just side eyeing me and just giggle, like dirty, deep giggle under her breath. I was just like, fuck off. It's like how
It's the deep knowing laughter.
yeah, it's the I know what that word means. It's the I know
Oh my
what you
god.
just got asked to define.
To describe.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck, I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't consider this when I brought this game. I just thought tee hee funny game, Harry Potter themed adult game for, you know, the adults and almost adults. Like I just oh, it was so funny. You okay? You're making a concerned face. You hearing demons? I can't hear whatever that is that you are.
It's not hearing.
Oh, is it the light's changing colors?
Yeah.
Did you not do that on purpose? That just happened on its own?
Are we done?
I think it's done. It just needed to have a rave.
Good. Apparently.
Oh! The lights are rebelling. See, and this is why people need to watch the video version on YouTube. Because you would miss out on unsanctioned rave parties.
Something like that. But
Yeah,
anyways,
one of the things I was expecting to be on that list that wasn't was D&D. Because that I
you know, I'm
know,
actually surprised about that one.
and that I
'Cause,
know
like, I
was
was
a huge
expecting
thing. It's doing it again. Lights, chill. You were expecting what?
I was expect
Just
You
let
know
them
what?
party. Just let them party. It's fine.
I was expecting like D&D, World of Warcraft,
Mm-hmm.
more of those kinds of things, or even video games.
Yes.
But to get those answers,
Yeah. Cause like I know there was a whole satanic panic period with D&D. I know there were a
for
lot of video games like you said, World of Warcraft, like pretty much any sci-fi or fantasy game, whether it's tabletop or video game, there or book or movie, there is without a doubt at least one super conservative Christian Karen mother out there who has condemned it. Like,
oh yeah.
and I'm surprised that there wasn't that much of that on the list, but instead there was like brown eyes and Hello Kitty for some reason. Like,
Because fuck
what?
Hello Kitty.
Apparently. Like, why only that Sanrio character?
I have no idea.
Oh, excuse
Either
me.
way, thank you all for lending us your ear and
Yes.
eyes if you watched this one.
Yes.
If you want, you can find me on Bacon, and technically you can also find me on Blue Sky at Danger Bacon. So
Ooh.
if you so desire, it's like the only other one I actually peek through. So
And you
me
can
there, and I don't do much.
And you can find me on Twitch as Vamp Zoe or on YouTube as Witch Vamp Zoe. Which again, from after this episode, is going to be the only place you're going to be able to have this podcast because your bitch can't afford to keep paying the Podbean subscription.
The biggest realistic oof.
Yeah. What is the economy these days? Let's not even go there.
Oh.
We will not leave it another 6 months before we see you again. Before you see us again.
Yeah, no, definitely not another 6 months. This is gonna be way sooner than that.
We will get back into a routine. Yeah. Cross everything for us.
If you guys want to leave us any suggestions for topics on anything, you can leave them on the subreddit or even in the comments on like YouTube and everything.
Yes.
Also, tell us the most bizarre, like, for anybody with religious trauma, this would be great. The most bizarre thing you were told was satanic or like going to lead you to hell. But I mean like out of pocket bizarre. Not like you're homosexual, you're going to hell. No, tell us the most out of pocket nonsense that you've heard. Because I gotta hear it.
I know for me, like the kind of movies I'm into, games I play, and like D&D and all that stuff, that was one of them from growing up. Dyeing my hair, that, and getting tattoos, or dyeing my hair an unnatural color, getting tattoos, all bad, all sins, and being anything other than heterosexual. And hi, I'm a bisexual witch with tattoos, dyed non-natural red hair. And I love horror and fantasy and sci-fi. So...
And dragons.
And dragons. Not like that.
And Wi-Fi.
I
And
do
people with
love
brown
Wi-Fi.
hair.
I do love people
And
with brown hair
Godzilla.
and brown eyes. And I love Godzilla. Even the 90s
God, I
movie.
guess it's just Hail Satan for you.
Highway to Hell, baby. Put me on it. Oh,
right,
also metal music. I love metal music.
Why was that not on the list?
Right? And my two of my favorite bands are, like, I think the three metal bands I listen to the most are Ailstorm, Hailstorm, and Brothers of Metal. So pirate metal, Hailstorm is just kind of like angry, horny female metal. I love Lizzie Hale. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like some songs are angry, some songs are horny. There's a couple in there that are more sort of slow and heartfelt, but most of them are either angry or horny, or both. And then Brothers of Metal is Viking metal. I'm going to hell, guys, and that's okay. And
angry,
I love
horny
Pokemon.
Girl metal.
Angry, horny girl metal. And I love Pokemon.
Oh,
Not
that's going in
ashamed.
my quote. Oh my god.
Hailstorm is
That
angry,
was-
horny girl metal. And on that note, we will see you guys next time. Please take care of yourselves and each other. We love you. We appreciate you. Follow us to YouTube for the rest of the episodes.
Mhm. See ya.